What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. This week a trade recap from the week beginning. I think it was the 23rd of June, so coming up to the end of Q2 now, about to start Q3, and all in all, really, to be honest, it's been a good quarter for me. You know, fairly profitable, probably could have done better, but you know, I am still on my journey as well to finding the six-figure months, essentially, is what I want to be at. So yeah, we are firmly on the way. So 2 clean wins on Monday and 1 loss on Friday, so a total of 4% for the week. So in this video I'm going to walk you through each setup, the thought process behind them, the psychology that came into play, and because that's the part so I really no one talks about enough, is the psychology. So if you do find this helpful, please drop a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments how your week went. So let's get straight into the week. So I'll start off on GU, because GU was, I had a trade on Monday on GU, a trade on Friday on GU, which was the loss, and the win on Monday, and a win on the DAX on Monday as well, which I will obviously come to later on in the video. So the first trade on Monday was a textbook setup for GU, really. So essentially, up until sort of this point, really, here I am bearish on GU. We've had one break to the downside, second break to the downside to confirm my bearish trend. So really here I'm only looking to short the market. So what I need to see now is the 15-minute aligned with the 4 hour. So we get our first 15-minute break, second 15-minute break, that's alignment. Now we wait for the sweep. So we did sweep liquidity in London session, which is always what I look for in session trades. So let me just skip it through to the first entry. Okay, so I was in here at this sort of doji candle. Let me just zoom in a bit on this for you. So we've got our first break to the downside, second break, we filled all of this market opening gap here. So I'm not too worried about price coming back to do anything with that as far as I'm concerned. We've already done what we need to there. So as soon as price swept the Asia, so this is the Asia high. I know we did take it here, but I would now just class this high as sort of further liquidity. So realistically, this for me is all one move. So from this sort of candle here, this is all just one move. So if we didn't have this high here or this high here, then I wouldn't take this as a liquidity sweep. I'm only taking this as the sweep, really, because we've got this high here and this high here as well to confirm. So if this was just one continuous move, I would not be in this trade. I would have waited for a second sweep here and then continuation. But yeah, so I was in this trade on Monday pretty much as textbook as it gets, straight for TP within, let's see, an hour and 30 minutes. So 2.5% in an hour and a half is you know, you can't really ask for much more than that. So what helped me prepare for this trade essentially was just the back testing and the journaling that I do every day, whether I do an hour or half an hour's back testing or 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it might be. I always make sure that I can get some in, just to keep the tool sharp. You know, it's like a chef keeping a knife sharp. You know, obviously to cook whatever they might be cooking that day. But yeah, so this is the first trade on GU. Like I say, pretty much as textbook as it gets. You can't really ask for anything else, so no hesitation. Journal this, literally just my mechanical edge, no emotion, fit the plan to a T. I don't even need to think about what I'm doing. I enter this trade and that's it. So I'll also show you the DAX for Monday as well. If I just go back, so pretty much the same thing with the DAX. So the German DAX, or the German 40 index, the German 30 index, whatever you want to call it. German 30 and the German 40 are slightly different, however they both pretty much trade the same. There's only 10 companies difference between the two, so whichever one you are trading, they are relatively the same. So yeah, as you can see, clear downtrend on the 4 hour, same thing again. So we get our first 15-minute break from here, which is pretty much all really I need in a you know, such a strong bearish with such strong bearish momentum. With GU, the reason I wait for the second bearish break is if we see at this, we've got a clear trend to the upside pretty much from, well, starts about here. So the 12th of May, we're clearly going up, so we've had just that 2 breaks to the downside now, so I want to be a bit more cautious on there, which is fine. So let's go back to the DAX. So DAX, I only need the 1 break. So we've got our realignment during the Asia session over the weekend or Sunday evening. That would have been close of play Friday, Sunday evening. So literally again same thing, sweep in London. I'm in again at this point. Stops just below the New York high of Friday, and we are away again. Take profit 3 hours 30 minutes, so 5% within 3.5 hours. You've got 100k funding, that's £3,500 or dollars, whatever you trade in. Or if you've got $1 million, then 3% is 33 or 35k, or 3.5% would be 35k. So, sorry, 2.5% would be 25k. Don't know what I got there. 5% is obviously 50k. If you've got $1 million funding. So yeah, pretty much there we go. So this one, when it started to pull back, it did test my patience a little bit, but you know, I know my plan, I know my rules, I know just once I'm in a trade, I'm happy to take the risk on a trade. I know my probabilities, I've got enough data to know this strategy is profitable long term. So all I need to do is let the maths and the probabilities play out. So no FOMO, just patience, and just, you know, repeating the same thing pretty much day in, day out. So if we skip back to GU now, let's skip over to Friday. Let's continue from here. So pretty much here now on GU, I was bullish again. So we've had 1 break to the upside and a second break. So from here, from where we break this high, that's where I'll be looking to longs. So longs are valid. This one just the 15-minute setup it's not great, it's okay. I mean, this was a missed opportunity on Thursday. Just get rid of that for now. So price essentially, so we swept the London session just before New York. The New York came back to test this area and then we went, so could have entered there, but I did miss it as I was not on my desk at this time. So I was then saying to myself, when the time came on Friday afternoon, the New York session, well, I am sort of, it's kind of choppy. It's like this is your range from this low to this high, but then it's more like this. And I was like, but if it is this, then it's this. So I probably should have stayed out of this trade, in all honesty. But I thought, you know what, it's an okay trade. Put it like an 8 out of 10. Not amazing, but I thought I've got some risk to play with for the week. I haven't had anything else really this week, just the 2 trades on Monday, so I thought I'll put this on. When in hindsight, I should have just stayed out of this trade, as it really, it's not. It doesn't really fit the plan. It sort of does, but it doesn't. If something sort of fits a plan, usually I'd stay out, but because I was, 5% up for the week, I thought it's worth the risk. But next time I will be staying out of trades if I'm unsure. So we do start to push up a little bit with this candle here, and then pretty much just straight for the stop loss, and then that was, that's the week done pretty much. So this is pretty much just a discipline error on my part. I broke my own rules. I was sort of driven by the what ifs and the FOMOs. It does happen. I would be lying if I said I didn't still get FOMO from time to time. But you just sort of need to remember that, from especially this, which I'm showing you now, the wins that make you invincible, and the losses aren't failures, they're just feedback. So mindset really is, 95% of trading. So if your head's not in the trade, then don't take the trade. The market's not going to disappear overnight, and it will still be there for the next day. So overall good week, 4% up for the week. And if there's one takeaway from this week, it's the process over outcome every time. So the wins, they feel good, but wins without discipline are just dangerous, and losers are just lessons. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your biggest win or loss was this week, how your week has gone. If you need any help, all my links will be in the link below. So yeah.